Tuomas, welcome to Bandbond.
Hi.
Your new EP, Skull Soldiers, it is out March 5th, and this is kind of a continuation of your previous album, Wolf of Karelia, that you released last year. And that album was themed around the Winter War, and this EP is about the Skull Soldiers, which are a special group of Finnish soldiers that painted white skulls on their helmets. That's pretty metal, I dare say. What
Yeah.
was it about the Winter War that got you inspired to make an album and eventually also the EP?
Well, the whole Second World War time is very plays a huge role of Finland being independent in the first place, and yeah, it is one of the biggest historical events in our country, and it's not that far in the past. Like it's only like 80 years or so. So there's still some of the veterans of the war are still alive. Not many, but still so. And every Independence Day in Finland brings that theme up very, very heavily. So as a Finnish person, you don't need to do a lot of investigation to be aware of those historical times. And I was born and spent my childhood in a really small village in the eastern Finland that is right on the Russian border. And my father's family line has a farm that they've been like a housing for, I think, 200 years. And the border that was drawn after the Second World War is only 7 kilometers from the farm. So it didn't affect my childhood anyway, except there was like questions about why there is a border zone right next to Grandpa's place, or why there's a big cannon on the hill that we used to go and play when I was a kid. So when I got older, I started to connect those dots, and that was one of the areas, like first building that I saw my first concert was used on the war that followed the Winter War as like a command center of sort. So it's like going back to that, like that time lane is it's very short travel for a Finnish person. So getting inspired, that is, I okay, I might be biased a little bit, but in my opinion, every Finnish person should be somehow inspired of those times. At least not it doesn't need to be artistically, it doesn't need to be like musically or anything, but considering we are living very extreme and complicated times globally with the whole COVID affecting everybody, not just musicians and touring and stuff like that. So at least trying to remember that there's some of our grandparents were fighting a war when it was minus 45 Celsius. And they didn't have social media to complain, or they like, so I do hope it would give a little bit like perspective for people. Like that it's not that far away. So just look at back a little bit more in the history, and things were a lot more rough than they could ever be for our generation.